Oop gets a mysterious skin condition with an unsuspecting cause. I am not Oop. This is a report sub. This is not my personal story or situation. Thought it was an important PSA that should get some more attention. General warning. Details and description of rash. Less than. The original was posted in R30 Plus Skincare on November 12, 2022. Oop gave an update the next day, and a comment of the original post then made an update post. The update was posted 27 days later. Contact dermatitis? What do you use? Hi all. First time poster. 42F. I've found myself in some rather painful trouble. If there is a better subreddit to ask, or if this is not allowed here. I did read the rules. Mods, please feel free to delete. For some context, my husband is currently waiting for test results for an IBD. So let's just say he's in the bathroom. A lot. I figured out he was using Exit Mold Extra Strength to clean the bathroom afterwards. Even the toilet seat. Google says the ingredients are sodium hypochlorite, sodium hydroxide, sodium silicate, lauryl dimethylamine oxide. This was going on for quite a while, I think, and until last week or so. And I had no issues. Now, I think I have contact dermatitis or possibly a chemical burn in a very sensitive place. I don't think a chemical burn would spread, though. The crease in my upper thighs, both sides, down my inner thighs, and a tiny bit on the outer lips of my labia has erupted into redness with some painful spots. It also goes somewhat backward as well. So basically, pretty close to where my skin would contact the toilet seat or chemical contaminated clothing would. Spread it to the areas. It's not itchy at all. It's so painful I can barely walk. I am sensitive to stress hives, and this has been a hell of a year for stress. But I've never experienced anything like this. Ever. I started out using Novascone ointment, the go-to in our family for stress itchies. This seemed to make it feel worse. Perhaps because it dried it out a lot and walking was more painful. Perhaps it was too strong. I now have some Novascone gel that is supposed to be easier to apply. But at this point I'm too afraid to use it. When the C dermatitis burn first started, I used betadine gel and the next day antiseptic cream. Dettol didn't help. Currently I'm using a lot of lidocaine cream. Taking doxycycline and ibuprofen. The lidocaine and the ibuprofen make it bearable for a few hours. I also use baby cream on my lower thighs, where I can stand it, because it's not so bad in that area. I obviously can't show a picture. I also don't really want to go to the doctor and show her either. What with its placement, I absolutely will if I have to, but I would prefer to see if I can resolve it myself first. My sister recommended pawpaw cream, but I haven't tried that. Can't walk to the chemist at the moment, but I'll order for delivery if anyone thinks it will help. I told my husband my suspicion about the exit mold, and he said he's stopped using it. He also thinks it would resolve into basically table salt after a few hours, but jury's out on that. I looked at the safety sheet. I think he may still use it, but wipe it well afterwards. For what it's worth, he has olive skin. I'm basically vampire pale, with sensitive skin on a normal day. My sister brought me some fragrance-free, basically water baby wipes to wipe the toilet seat clear of chemicals before using it. I honestly can't think of anything that could cause it except the exit mold. I have not changed soap, detergent, anything. I don't blame my husband at all. Please don't judge him, or call him out. This is not his fault. He's been so ill this year, I doubt it would even register for him that exit mold is for the shower and not the toilet. He meticulously cleans the toilet after each visit, and I appreciate that very much. One bed, one bath apartment hell. Even if perhaps he used stronger chemicals than necessary. Any ideas on what else I can try on my skin? BTW, I'm in Australia, so I'm not sure if OTC medicine is the same here as it is there. I've taken doxycycline for 3 days only so far. I've been wiping the seat with these ultra-safe, mostly water, baby wipes for 3 days. Before that I was using Dettol spray. Even after the burn appeared, and wiping it dry. I use Dettol spray for all bathroom cleaning, so I doubt it's that. Any advice very much welcome. Thanks heaps in advance. TLDR. Harsh toilet disinfectant possibly caused contact derm or possible chemical burn in sensitive area. And now I'm in worlds of pain. Any ideas? Oop made a comment that they are going to the doctor tomorrow. The next day, they commented this on the original post. Update. It is a chemical burn, with a possible staph infection, which I didn't see coming. It was still spreading. The doctor wanted to send me to the hospital for stronger pain relief, but the topical analgesic she applied the first lot herself and gave me a prescription for more is working wonders. I also have topical antibiotics. She's going to text me today to confirm if I do have a staph infection, and then if I do, I have some antibiotic tablets to take as well. The doctor was still texting me last night at 6 p.m. asking me about earlier symptoms and texting me additional prescriptions. That's service I didn't expect on a Sunday night. Thank you all so much for your help. Obviously it wasn't going to just heal up, and it could have gotten much worse without treatment. If I hadn't thought to ask Reddit, I wouldn't have gone. So thanks again. It was an awkward visit, but not as embarrassing as I had played it out in my head. I am comfortably numb now with the topical burn cream. Beats the hell out of the pain. Quote. Final update: chemical burn was granular perikeratosis from my clothes. TLDR. Laundry rinse aids with benzalkonium chloride can seriously mess up your skin. So, I eventually saw 2 different doctors, and after a week review nothing they gave me. Antifungals, antibiotics, different types of steroid ointments helped in resolving the issue. In fact, it got worse. A lot worse. They did give me prescription lidocaine ointment for the pain, and that was good, though difficult to apply. It was so painful I was crying while applying it. But the problem itself wasn't healing. I had what I then thought were blisters and signs of infection. So my regular GP referred me to a dermatologist and called their office herself while I was there to arrange an emergency appointment for the next day. She told them she'd never seen anything like it in 30 years of practice. The dermatologist office is about a 15 minutes walk from my place, and normally I would walk it easily. By this time though, I could not walk due to the pain. My sister drove 45 minutes from her house to pick me up and drive me 5-minute drive to the dermatologist office. As soon as the derm looked at it, she asked me if I use a hygienic rinse in my laundry. And yes, I have used Caniston hygienic laundry rinse for around 10 years. She told me I have granular perikeratosis from the active ingredient in the rinse aid, benzalkonium chloride, BAC. She told me to throw away the Caniston laundry rinse as well as anything else with benzalkonium chloride in it. She told me to rewash with an extra rinse all my clothes, towels, linen, everything. Obviously it stays in the fabric. I can see now it started with my underwear, yoga pants and jeans, all washed with a capful of Caniston. The derm said she had seen more cases of this in the last few years. Sudden sensitivity to benzalkonium chloride. It's also in the Dettol spray and wipe I used to clean with, and apparently some hand sanitizers. Even some cosmetics. The blisters were not blisters, but dermatitis plaques. They have started to heal now but are still painful. The redness is fading 9 days after I threw out everything containing BAC and rewashed everything that touches my skin. I wouldn't wish this experience on my worst enemy. So for what it's worth, here's a journal article about granular parakeratosis and laundry rinse aids. Thanks again. I am not oop. This is a repost sub. Ouch 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 ouch. Checks laundry room. Okay, we're good. Ouch ouch ouch. Poor oop. I was so relieved she got checked out. Immediately runs to my laundry cabinet to check ingredients. Phew. Okay. That poor woman. I'd have never thought the cleaning product I've used for a decade was the cause either. How scary. I can't comprehend that she wouldn't go to a doctor when she could barely walk. I've been on Reddit too long. I thought it was going to be some sort of STD, STI that the husband gave her by cheating. What's a laundry rinse aid? Is that different from soap? Just Googled this and it's exactly what my husband has. I used Dettol laundry cleanser and looked up the ingredients. It contains the offending chemical. Can't believe after all these years we have an answer. Thank you, Reddit. More and more we're seeing that the blanket, kill everything all the time, approach to hygiene brings unintended reactions. Nearly lost a limb to an antibiotic-resistant infection. First thing they said after was to stop using all the antibacterial soaps and sprays on everything. And likened it to wearing waders in case of a flood. It might come in handy once every so often, but it's more likely to hinder you. This was a very interesting change of subject matter in the sea of relationship implosions in this subreddit. Several years ago, my husband started getting this weird rash on his hands. It got really bad, like his fingerprints were different bad. Treatments barely helped or didn't work at all. We went to doctors and specialists and he had an aggressive allergy panel. He was allergic to one of the building materials in our brick walls. We moved and it got better all on its own. Bizarre experience. Dude. Dermatologists are absolutely the people to see when something is wrong with your skin. There are so many different types of rashes and causes of rashes. And other weird skin things that primary care doctors have no idea half the time what they're dealing with. When I was pregnant last year, I developed a weird red dot on my nose that grew into what I thought was a zit, but it kept getting bigger and would bleed profusely when popped. I saw 2 different doctors who thought it was an infected zit. But antibiotics didn't help. I went to see a dermatologist and within seconds of seeing me said, "Oh yeah, that's definitely a pyogenic granuloma. Just a weird blood vessel growth that can happen because of pregnancy hormones." She removed it successfully and that was that. And another time several years ago I had developed severe dermatitis on my hand from a buildup of allergies and dry skin. It looked like bad poison ivy. Every doctor had a different diagnosis, ranging from a bacterial infection to herpes. Finally, one doctor said it was just terrible dermatitis and prescribed a steroid cream that worked almost instantly. I wish my parents and I had had the sense to take me to a dermatologist. Would have saved several trips and money on meds. And this is why I use free and clear detergent and nothing else. I watched a documentary years ago on how in the US, they don't have to put all the chemicals they use on labels. They can just say, fragrance, to protect trade secrets, and a lot of those chemicals are not great for you. Geez. I just went to the Environmental Working Group's website. You can search what products have this chemical. It is in a ton of body soaps, lotions and wet wipes. This gave me horrible flashbacks. I found out the hard way I'm extremely allergic to fabric softeners. I had a full body rash that was even in the most sensitive of areas. Like Oop said, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Quote, "This must have hurt so bad. But also this seems like a household of overwashers, or however you want to call it. You can actually have a too clean house and, as shown here, using way too much aggressive chemicals everywhere even when not needed is not healthy. Also, swallowing antibiotics like candy doesn't help. Thank God they now know what it was. Why do these people just have doxycycline, and why does anyone think it's a good idea to just start taking antibiotics if you don't know what it is? Skin is so hard to treat orally too. And it takes specific kinds. And it wasn't even a bacterial infection. AUGH. A lot of people put off going to the doctor because of embarrassment to the point of severely endangering themselves. Doctors are sworn to privacy and they're professionals. They've seen worse. Even if they haven't, they're still professionals. Of course they're still human and they might not always act 100% professional. But it's still 1,000 times better to be embarrassed than get seriously ill. I have a friend that has a PhD in biochem and works developing different chemicals and products. A long time ago, when he was in his PhD, he told me that I had to be careful with anything I bought, from shampoo to laundry detergent to whatever I use for general cleaning, because many of the ingredients were things you shouldn't be putting on yourself at all, or suspicious because there weren't any studies done. From that on, I started reading ingredients from labels and I'm careful about what I buy. I also try to use more natural things, like white vinegar, even if it smells bad. One thing I've switched recently is dishwasher soap. My partner said he could smell it on the plates when I put them on the table, so long after they came out. So I switched to one that a little store in my town sells, that they make themselves from soap, lemon, etc. You buy it loose. Being prescribed pawpaw ointment for literally everything was a dead giveaway that op was Aussie. I also don't really want to go to the doctor and show her either. What with its placement? This mindset is dangerous. Go to the doctor, y'all.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.